Yeah, I know you do. You've heard of the fish head people. Surely you've heard of the fish head people.
What are the okay?
Fish head people? I have no idea what that is.
I'm
In
saying,
Ellicott,
I'm
you
saying
thought Missouri was
fish head.
what? Okay, explain the fish head people.
It's a genetic trait because of years of inbreeding. They have weird eyes that are long and slanted and kind of like bug out, and they go to the side of their head.
I
And
think I saw somebody like that the other day.
and they have big round moon pie faces that look like almost like a guppy, and they
Hey,
have pouty
that
lips.
sounds like the people in Missouri. You're like describing my next door neighbor.
Oh my god! Just describing fish face Mahoy.
Oh my goodness. Well, gang, we're gonna have to take a break here.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
our audience, please stay tuned. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the Majestic Theater. Of course, you're thinking this is the historian. We need some history. So when we come back, we're gonna satisfy that appetite. So stay tuned.
Satisfy.
Satisfy. I'm playing the Shaquille O'Neal one.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yep, we're gonna be on commercial for about 2 minutes. So,
Great.
are you having fun, Neil?
Oh, I always have fun doing this.
Good.
Am I annoying or am I fun?
No, you're fine. You're doing a great job. You fit into our repertoire. We can't have anybody serious, like with a serious attitude, because it would be hard for us.
So is it jazzier than my PowerPoint presentation I did at the Paracon, or is it a little more vibrant?
No, I actually liked that presentation. That was really good.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
It did. I
Luke's,
liked it.
Luke's looking at the camera now.
You definitely have to get a shout out to Luke here in a moment.
Take your phone.
Am I? No.
What?
No.
Are you live on the air right now?
What? Okay, hold on. Let me check it. Check my phone. I gotta check chat rooms, check the phone.
Uh-oh.
Alright. And we're gonna play Dance-a-thon after Carlin. Alright, where am I again? Okay.
I think
look
you're
at
in
the chat
Middletown,
room.
Ohio, right?
What?
Middletown, Ohio, right?
No, I'm not from Middletown.
Where the heck are you from?
I'm from Mansfield, like near Mansfield, remember?
Well, you had on your profile many moons ago that you were from Middletown.
No.
Hmm.
Wait, what? This is not doing this.
I was thinking that's a heck of a drive from Middletown to Mansfield.
Yeah, just a tad. Alright, after this 15-second commercial here, we're going to be back on.
Okay.
I've been playing like stupid commercials the whole time. Doshi, stop it! Oh my god, my cat. Alright.
Yeah, sorry about your cat.
Oh, thank you. Mr.
Yeah.
Nitty will be definitely missed. And the other one's looking for him, so she's having a hard time. Okay, we're going to back on the air. And welcome back to The Historian. This is Shannon Lusk with my co-host, Elliot LaChance.
Hello.
Hello. And our guest tonight, Mr. Neal Parks. Say hi, Neal.
Hi, Neil.
Hi, Neal. All right, I think there's some kind of question. Was there a question?
Some kind?
Oh, wait, it says Dr. Tweedlebaum has a question about something.
Okay.
Dr. Tweedlebaum, what is his question?
What would that be?
They're talking about...
Deliverance? That's what they're talking about.
Oh, deliverance, really?
Yes.
I love you, too. I see an I love you, Shannon, in there. Oh, yeah, deliverance, right? So Tweedlebaum is talking about that happened around World War II. I don't know. Maybe I should stay out of the chat room because some of this stuff is going...
Yeah, Tweedlebaum said, I believe the incident happened around World War II. Of course, the film went too far with the telling.
Oh, so that Los Angeles was attacked in World War II.
No! We're talking
What?
about deliverance. Remember deliverance?
Yes.
Deliverance. Deliverance, not
So that happened in Los Angeles.
No. Alright, let's just stop this and move on to the Majestic, because we are both, all three of us are confused.
Yeah.
We're gonna get accused Elliot of being high again, which I
We are.
totally resent. And we're missing Melanie tonight too. We need to ask her a lot of stuff. All right, so look, the Majestic Theater. We were talking about this earlier. It's 152 years old, and
yeah.
it had such greats as Laurel and Hardy, Milton Berle, George Arliss, Sophie Tucker, many, many more people. And it was first a Masonic Hall.
That's
and
right.
turned into Majestic Theater? Okay.
Mhm.
And it seems like it's pretty big. It turned into an opera house at one point in 1876, and then after remodeling the Clo Opera House across the city, the theater offerings were tremendous with drama, comedy, farce, minstrel shows, and operas. So A.R. Wolf bought the house in 1904, and he remodeled it.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of different stuff with the windows, the stained glass. I bet you it's really beautiful inside.
But it is.
It is actually. I have a whole spread of all the photographs we took, which exceeded 300 individual photographs from our investigation in 2010.
So do you have any of those posted on a specific website or anything that our listeners can maybe go and look at?
Yeah, it's on my Facebook account. I have Majestic Theater photo album.
Okay, so listeners, you need to immediately after the show go to Facebook, request Neal Parks as your friend, so that you can see some of these pictures, because I'm sure they're beautiful. It says the Meyer brothers changed the name to the Majestic Theater in 1915 after some repairs, and then in 1971, when Harley and Evelyn Bennett became the new owners of the theater, they did more restoration and the original wall painting. And so now, of course, in 1990, 3 businessmen from Chillicothe bought the theater and put all new wiring, fire safety, kind of updated it to where they could have probably concerts and things in there. Am I correct?
You are correct.
So listen, all right? I know this, it sounds like a beautiful place. It's huge. It's got stained glass. You know, that used to be an opera house. There's a lot of interesting things happening there, famous people. But why do they seek it out as a paranormal site?
You mentioned all the history that is well known. What's not well known to many people is during the flu outbreak of 1918, they were stockpiling bodies in the basement of this theater because the morgue ran out of room. The morgue used to be right next to the Majestic Theater, but it's now the the Red Cross charity facility where they have everyone come in and do soup kitchens and so forth. But it's right beside the Majestic. It used to be the morgue. They ran out of room, so they started stockpiling bodies in the basement of the Majestic. And at that time, of course, if you weren't breathing, you were considered clinically dead, so they were actually putting sometimes live people that weren't clinically dead underneath dead people, and they were getting crushed and smothered. This existed at the Majestic. It also happened at the Cross Key Tavern. It also happened in the basement of what's now known as Book World and the basement of Lloyd's Sweet Shop, and several homes that are along the old historical downtown area. A lot of bodies the blood was drained out when they were doing the embalming. They drained the blood out into the alleyway. And from there, a lot of speculation as far as what may or may not have remained behind after the bodies were removed.
Well, and I had no idea that there's, stacking. Of course, now let's think historically. Flu, an epidemic during the early 1900s, between then and 1920s, was predominant.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have a lot of ditches down there at all? Like, was it marshy land at all down there?
Yeah, that was a major issue within this area. It's also known as the third largest town or city that has the largest amount of trees. It's basically the third tree city in America. Chillicothe is. A lot of people don't know that either.
So a lot of people were getting the flu epidemic down in that area.
In 1918, that's actually where it started, right in this area, because of Camp Sherman. Soldiers that were coming back from World War I and encountering what they were in Europe, encountering what they were there, brought it back with them without being properly quarantined or cleaned or going through the standardized testing. They just wanted to get them in, release them, and then send out the next bunch, or have them come here, recuperate, and then send them back out on the field. And a lot of them brought back that Spanish flu that ran wild through the Ohio Valley.
So it runs wild. Lots of people are getting sick. They're dying. There is no room in the morgue. And of course, they're going to choose one of the largest places to put bodies. And it would definitely be the Majestic because it is a large place. And you sit down in the basement area, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then they were draining blood into the streets?
Into the alley.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's got a lot of bad karma written.
Yeah, it does.
Just saying. You know, when traumatizing things or things such as that happen, how could you move on as a spirit? That isn't, to me, a place where I would want to be if I passed on, being stacked in some basement, you know. And was it during the summertime?
Oh, it was probably all 4 seasons because the flu ran wild for like a period of 9 to 10 months, I think it was, before they got a handle on it.
Oh my God. Could you imagine in the summertime? Because they didn't, of course, have any real ventilation in buildings like...
Yeah, you'd be walking down the street like, hey, who's cooking cabbage?
Oh, dude, that's just sick.
So wrong. Okay,
And I love cabbage.
I'm not so sure about me liking cabbage, but... Yeah, that analogy there. Wow, Neal. Anyway, so blood draining in the alleys. So, okay, so we have this kind of traumatic thing happening. And then, you know, over a period of time, I mean, was this the only traumatizing thing that happened to the area? Or was it building on that?
The hotel that used to be next to the Majestic, it was in the 1930s. Have to excuse me, I think it was the 30s or the 40s, where it almost burned to the ground, but they got it contained. The only problem was all of the actors that were visiting that weekend to put on the show died in the fire. And several of them tried to go through the underground tunnel that connected to the Majestic, but it's locked on the other side, and they couldn't get through, and they died from smoke inhalation. And one of them being a little girl who was the daughter of one of the actresses. She's been the one who's sighted all the time throughout the Majestic, in the basement and the dressing room areas.
That is just absolutely a very traumatic...
Oh, it was horrific. And the fact that that building was finally destroyed, maybe 8 to 10 years ago, they tore it down because it was just decimated. Just over the years of trying to remodel it and then letting the seasons take their course and then trying to remodel it and trying to put a new roof on it. They just gave up on it, like they have at the Carlisle building here in Chillicothe. I'm sure you've heard of the Carlisle building.
Yes.
If you haven't, Google it. It's a complete nightmare. They just need to topple the tower over. That's neither here nor there. But with the Majestic, you've had those encounters. You've had people who've just basic accidents on the catwalks and so forth, who get hung or who fall off. Who end up falling down the stairs, getting severely injured or dying there as a result of their injuries. People falling off the roof, putting on a new roof, things like that.
You know what, that's a little bit too much of bad karma for one little small area.
It is.
I mean, is there any kind of history? That's just when it kind of, the activity probably started. It was in the early 1900s, or was it built on anything? Or
it used to be a Masonic temple. That's what it originally started out as. And some of their hush-hush rituals involve all types of spirituality. I mean, the centerpiece of the 33rd degree, of course, is Christianity as a whole, a paradigm. But then you've got everything else involved in it, like Egyptianism and Greek Orthodox, Roman Catholicism, Catholicism. You've got basically every branded denomination and every religion stirred into a pot, but with the forefront being money as the capital god. Bit of conspiracy theory there, sorry.